welcome back to the Cover 3 podcast here on CBS Sports. That's Tom Fornelli, that's Bud Elliott, that's Danny Kanell. I'm Chip Patterson, coming to you live at youtube.com/cover3 and everywhere you get your podcasts on demand. Thanks for hanging out. Smash that subscribe, smash that like, and come and join us in the chat, a.k.a. the Cover 3 Tailgate. Where, on a scale of 1 to 10, how nervous is Chip about Belichick taking the Giants job? Look, I just said he won Super Bowls as a defensive coordinator. It could be a really good opportunity. The New York Football Giants should absolutely look at what's going. Now, do we have a lock for Bill Belichick's Tar Heels? Only time will tell, because it is the best time of week where we give you our best bets for the week ahead. Before we look to week 12, we take a very brief look back at Week 11. Oh, boy. Bud Elliott filling the bucket up. 10-4 week for Bud. The wins were Northwestern USC over 49.5. BYU team total under 20.5. Georgia minus 8.5. Wake plus 7. Penn State plus 15. Colorado team total under 25. Eastern Michigan minus 2. Syracuse plus 29.5. Alabama minus 9.5. James Madison, Marshall over 54.5. The losses were Charlotte team total under 14. Florida, Kentucky under 44.5, Liberty minus 7.5, TCU minus 6.5. Bud, what are we taking away?
Y'all should have killed me when you had the chance, like Aladdin said, right? All right. So I gotta say this really fast. Wake was probably a little lucky, honestly. Like, that offense looked dreadful, and with the quarterback, getting knocked out there, probably not the right side if Morris actually plays. So probably a lucky win there. Florida, Kentucky. Man, I don't know. Like, I would bet that under again, and everything else probably true to form, I would say, mostly. So, yeah, obviously extremely happy with 10-4.
Yep. 10-4 for the week has you at 58-54 for the season. 5-6 week for me, doing a little bit of an audit. We're 5-6, 5-6, 4-6, 14-18 over the last couple weeks. And as you can see by the totals, if you're watching on youtube.com/cover3, that's made things a little tight. But let's take a look. The wins were BYU, Texas Tech under 52.5. Georgia, third quarter, minus 2.5. Kentucky plus 3.5. Coastal minus 7.5. And the Stanford team total under 16.5. Losses, Oregon minus 6. Virginia minus 6.5. Indiana minus 14.5. Boston College plus 11.5. Purdue first half plus 17.5. And Missouri first quarter plus 1.5. 5-6 for the week has me at 62-55 for the season. Danny Kanell, 2-7 week for you. The wins were Georgia, Mississippi State over 57 and SMU minus 10.5. The losses were BYU plus 10.5, Oregon minus 6, Duke minus 9, Auburn, Vanderbilt under 45.5, Texas A&M, Missouri under 47.5, Syracuse, Miami under 46, and also Purdue first half plus 17.5.
New philosophy in place today. I'm tired of this BSing around. If anybody doesn't know, they need to be watching our Top 25 show, because Chip and I have to pick every game in the Top 25. Chip knows this. My record in that show, games I don't even love, but I have to pick them, 109-88. 21 games over 500. I am just pulling from that board today, Chip. I don't know why I ever veered away from it in the first place. So I am getting back on track, baby.
But speaking from experience, Danny, the key is pulling the right ones. How
do you know I'm pulling? How do you know I just spray them all?
Hey, I think we did 19, so that would be 19 picks for Danny Kanell today.
Could be a new record.
Danny's new strategy is to wreck his record on that show too.
I think if the stink is going to go over there.
All right. So yes, 2-7 for the week has Danny at 50-56 for the season. Tom Fornelli, 5-4 week for you. BYU, Texas Tech under 52.5. West Virginia minus 6. UConn plus 9.5. Washington, Wisconsin under 45.5. Coastal minus 7.5. The losses, Oregon, Iowa under 40.5. Indiana minus 14.5. Stanford, North Carolina over 41. And Oregon State minus 19.5.
Yeah, a little disappointed. Almost took my lead back. But Oregon, Iowa had 2 red zone turnovers. Oregon State outgained Sam Houston by like 400 yards, but lost the game somehow. So, yeah, nothing I made last week that I regret. Just didn't come through.
Yep. 5-4 for the week has you at 52-46. Very, very tight battle up top. Just a couple weeks left in this competition. So, Week 11 behind us, Week 12 on deck. I ask you, gentlemen, y'all ready to lock it up?
Yes, sir.
Let's do it.
Since 2005, the under in games between service academies is 40-9-1.
We're picking locks.
Give me an over in this one as well. A little 2-for-1 special.
Don't get these locks.
I was a sicko last week. Y'all were watching the good games. I was live betting the hell out of ULM Kentucky.
My Blue Plate special 5-star locks are coming.
5-star master lock. Lock it
You
up.
want these locks.
I'm living and dying every point, every cover.
From the locking chair to your eyes and ears, and a reminder that locks are sponsored all season long by Cash App. Making money moves should be easy, and that's why there's Cash App. It's fast, safe, and honestly, just way more personalized than the other apps out there. We thank Cash App for sponsoring the locks all season long. The competition for the Cash App Cover 3 Locks Trophy, which, according to sources, might be showing up soon. We might be able to have it on display before it needs to be awarded here in about a little bit less than a month. So home stretch.
I don't remember getting a notification of any deliveries to my house today.
Because you are not currently the holder of the Cash App trophy.
Oh, well,
Did you win it? Did you win it last season?
No, but give it
Okay.
time.
All right. Again, it will be passed like all great rivalry trophies at the end of the season. Okay. We begin as we always do with Thursday locks. Man, really skinny Thursday slate here. Anybody going to take an action? Or Tom, as you always have a Twitter tip for the day, you want to enlighten the people who want a little skin in the game for Troy ODU?
I don't know my Twitter tip yet.
We're going to figure it out on the fly.
You want to steal mine?
Yeah.
Sure.
Troy boys back. Let's go, Trojans. Any 11s out there?
10.5 is a lot of points for mid-November against a conference opponent with a pulse.
It is.
I only see
It
10.5.
Yeah.
All right, 10.5 it is. Let's take it.
Troy boy. Oh, is that a lock or are you just offering?
Yeah, let's lock it up.
Whoa. All right. Here we go. Bud off and running. Bud said he didn't like the board and he's already got one up.
I do not like this board.
Okay.
I'm not hammering these guys, but I hope it goes well.
All right. Troy plus 10.5. I love that we've got a lock on the board for Thursday night. Then a little bit more on Friday night, too. Pretty interesting games. One, maybe from like a not great vibes perspective, Clemson, Louisville currently 2.5-point favorite. And then Oregon back at home, Minnesota in town, short week after the big Iowa win. What does Minnesota offer as any kind of resistance? What does Oregon have in terms of health for its team? So plenty to learn, even if the outcome might not look in doubt based on a 25.5-point spread. Anybody got a Friday night lock?
I do.
Let's go.
Minnesota team total under 8.5. This is the slowest moving offense in the country. On the road this year, they have really, really struggled to score points. They're averaging 0.61 points per possession with a 33% success rate. And if you look at Oregon, I don't think DeCorian Moore's back. Kenyon Sadiq might be back. I don't know about Gary Bryant's status, but I do think that you are going to see Oregon in this spot with the injuries that they have at receiver probably lean into the run game the same way they did last week on the road at Iowa. I think this will be a low possession game. I don't think Minnesota is going to be able to do much offensively against the Ducks. So team total under 8.5.
I wish we could have seen, I'm not going to hold this up. I wish we could see like a Minnesota game against a team that is merely like decent to good along lines of scrimmage, because they've played a bunch of teams that are pretty lacking. And then they've played two in Ohio State and Iowa who just absolutely pushed them around. Yeah. So I wanted to deal with Minnesota here. I just don't know that their bodies match up with them.
I have a similar play to Tom. I like the way he's thinking. In agreement with a lot of it. Give me the under in the game total, because I do think Oregon is at that point. Don't need style points, just need wins with all those people banged up. They've been running the football a lot too with Noah Whittington. So I think they're going to continue to try to run the football, establish that ground game. I'll go under the 44 and a half.
Yeah,
perfect.
But Danny was mentioning the top 25 show. I'm not throwing this as a lock, but I went with Minnesota just because that's a huge number. Man, that is a huge number. And Oregon's got no motivation to create more possessions than they need, but not one of my best bets. Maybe power ranked number 18 of my 21 potentials. So it does not make the cut here. Already down to 17 potential locks. All right, let's turn our attention on to some of the biggest games on Saturday. And we'll go in chronological order here, beginning with the game that got pushed way deeper in the rundown than it should have yesterday. My apologies to the Notre Dame Fighting Irish and the Pitt Panthers. After all, this is a rivalry that is being played for the 74th time. It is the 5th most played rivalry of all of Notre Dame's rivalries, though it has not been played since 2020. Pat Narduzzi, 0-4 against the Fighting Irish, but hoping to play spoiler. Who's got a lock?
I do.
Okay.
You first? Me first.
Okay, I'll go.
Right.
Notre Dame, team total over 33.5. I think that some of the risk reward that we discussed with the Pitt defense against this Notre Dame offense does end up in a few explosive plays. I think that we could also see, depending on how Mason Heinschel performs here, if they get behind early and if they have to start slinging around, well, things could get a little bit sideways. I am not overly confident that this is a Jeremiah Love run right down your throat kind of game. That does not seem to me like it's going to be part of the equation. But I do think that given the way this game is going to be played out in sort of game script perspective, we could even get some turnovers that lead to some short fields that allow the Fighting Irish to get some cheaper, easier scores. So yeah, let's go Notre Dame team total over 33.5.
I'm going to go over 55 for the game. Pitt doesn't really play well at all when it slows down. So even if they get out to a big lead, that kind of plays into the Irish, having to throw it more, which plays to over. I guess in theory, like if Notre Dame gets out big, they just hand it to Love 20 times. And, if Pitt's totally shut down, then I lose the bet, right? That's why they call it gambling. So I'm going over 55 here.
I'm just going to lay the points with Notre Dame minus 11.5. I did the stat last week about how it turns out it's the middle tier of the SEC that's been feasting on the bottom to prop up their records. That's not the case in the ACC. The ACC is a bunch of teams that are feasting on the dog crap at the bottom of the league to boost their records. Pitt has certainly been one of those if you look at their schedule the last month or so. Notre Dame's a different animal. Irish, I think they're going to win this one pretty comfortably.
Danny, any
No, I don't know what to make of this game with Pat Narduzzi's comments. The injury report is pretty long too. Is he just going to sit guys out like Desmond Reed, a couple guys in the defense as well? I don't have a good feel for this game. If I was leaning one way, I would probably lean with Tom and Bud and be like, Notre Dame's just a better football team. But I'm holding out hope that and Pat Narduzzi's a good football coach. I think Cade Bell's a good offensive coordinator. I think Mason Heichel's played really well. I don't want to back it. So I think you guys are probably right.
Deuce Spann is a former Knoll, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
And former Illini.
Mm-hmm.
They've got this it's for those who might take some things into consideration. If you think that Joe Tess and Jesse Palmer just lead to crazy games, they will be on the call for this one. So we might have some Tess effect in there.
Yeah.
And Deuce Spann down the sideline. I mean, it's just, I was imagining all the different
That's a good test.
That was good.
All right, let's keep it moving on into the 3:30 slate. This one out in the Coliseum in Los Angeles, so 12:30 local. As we discussed on Big Game Breakdown, it is not going to be sunny Southern California. And as I said, I wonder if Iowa can dry out. By the end of the segment, we looked up the weather and said, no, you're just going from cold and rain to mild and rainy. But it is also the impact of West Coast travel when you lost at UCLA the last time you did this last year in Big Ten play. USC played against Northwestern on a Friday night, won by 21. However, USC still has a lot of question marks going into this matchup. So USC minus 6.5. Who's got a lock?
I do. I'm a little worried about the weather because it is supposed to rain in sunny Southern California. But USC minus 6.5. I just think this is the dam breaks for Iowa. They've been through a whole hell of a lot of big emotional kind of games in recent weeks. Now you have to travel on the road to face a USC team that has been much better at home than it has been on the road under Lincoln Riley. I just don't know how the Hawkeyes keep up unless USC makes a bunch of mistakes, which, to be fair, USC is capable of turning the ball over. So it's not completely out of the picture. I just don't think it happens often enough. So give me, as long as it's under 7, I like USC.
I like that.
See, I'm annoyed because I like USC too, and like I'm trying to catch Tom in this and Chip in this contest.
You're not going to catch.
Can I get 7 for Iowa?
Yeah,
Give me
it's
7.
trading 6.5.
Fight.
My guy Mark Gronowski had a big drive. That was a confidence building drive when he made a couple big throws that came up just short. Had that touchdown run that looked like it was going to be the game winner. Came up short though because the defense couldn't get off the field. I know Lincoln Riley's been talking about how much more physical they are. This will be a big challenge for him. So I actually like Iowa to keep it inside that touchdown. I do think USC will win, but touchdown, too many points for me. Give me Iowa. Plus the weather. Love the weather for Iowa. They just show up and revel in it. USC receivers will be looking for gloves. What gloves do I wear? I was like, we're used to this. It's no big deal. They just played in it.
Clip that. I want to hear that USC receivers part. let's get Jacoby to get a little get a little look at that one. All right, then also
I guarantee he's wearing gloves.
Yeah, that's for sure. Then also at 3:30 p.m. Eastern time out in Tuscaloosa, Bryant-Denny Stadium, Oklahoma going to take on Alabama. One of the sort of like big, colossal impact heavyweight helmet games of the week. So now let's see what kind of best bets we're looking at. Who's got a lock?
Am I the only one going big? Okay, good. You guys go.
What was the score that I was throwing out yesterday, Tom? Do you remember? The one that will give
22?
Yeah, the one that will give me $100 from Tom and hopefully a lock win. Alabama team total under 26.5. This Alabama offense in SEC play fits and starts. You've got the athletes and you've got the play callers. You can scheme up the home run plays. This is a really, really gifted and athletic and fast and well-coached defense. I think that they're going to make life tough here. So a lot of winning scores for Alabama that suggest that they can win this game without needing to score 27 points. And so I'm going to say that that's the kind of game we're looking at here. Alabama team total under 26.5.
So let's go ahead and hear some drilling. From the dentist today, who comes to us from New York, because he's getting to play wing foot before a wedding. So tough life.
It's a little chilly up there. Ooh.
Yeah. All right. Says if you guys need me to stop by CBS HQ, I certainly will. He has some Ole Miss stuff. We'll
Rookie. He thinks because he's in Long Island, he's anywhere close to an HQ studio.
Oh, man. All right. I watched Ole Miss beat Oklahoma on the road by 8 points. 5.5 is just not enough for Bama against Oklahoma, especially with the revenge spot for last season. I think Bama wins by 7+. Give me Bama minus 5.5. Tooth emoji, lock emoji, waves to everyone at CBS HQ. So equal opportunity waves today. Parentheses, though, Kenzie. Showing the loyalty.
Again, rookie, you're way closer to Hakeem Dermish and Kiana Martin and like Joe Musso and everybody up in Connecticut. Yeah.
Do you want his Ole Miss stuff now, or do you want to wait?
I say save it.
Save it.
We'll double dose.
Because I'm in lock agreement with the dentist.
Okay.
I think Alabama wins and wins convincingly. We've talked a lot about Oklahoma, their defense, how good it is. They weren't that great against Tennessee. Now, I know they came up with the big play when they needed it, and that scoop and score from R. Mason Thomas was ginormous, but Ty Simpson is not Joey Aguilar. I do think Alabama's offense will put up some big numbers. I do think Ty Simpson will be under duress, but guess where he's thrived all season long? Under duress. I don't think they'll run the ball. I think he'll be a little bit of a struggle early. But ultimately, in the end, the weapons that he's got on the outside and Ryan Williams, Jeremy Bernard, and company, I think it's too much. So I will roll with the Tide.
Talked during the big game breakdown about how much worse John Mateer has been in SEC play compared to when they were in non-conference, and how you don't really hear his name mentioned in the Heisman conversation anymore. And here Oklahoma is playing another SEC game. Chip, you were on their team total under because, as you have mentioned, Alabama's offense hasn't exactly been lights out in conference play, partially due to the fact that they're extremely one-handed and cannot run the ball. So I think that while Oklahoma's secondary has shown some holes in recent games against better passing offenses, I expect it'll have a better performance when it doesn't really have to focus too hard on taking away the run, because Alabama does that all on its own. So give me the under 46.5.
I can see it. I worry about the turnovers from Oklahoma.
For both for like mine and Tom's, that like Mateer, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Alabama running back defensive scores for touchdowns in Bryant-Denny Stadium is like that copies and pastes through eras for sure. All right, then on Saturday night, Athens, Georgia. The Texas Longhorns lost twice to Kirby Smart's Bulldogs last season. They will look for revenge. Georgia finds itself as about a 6.5-point favorite at home. Who's got a lock?
Very notoriously so starting teams. Give me the first half under 23.5.
I mean, come on. Let's go.
Like, I think Texas' first halves averaged like 22 points per game, and that's with them only scoring like 13. I can't remember exactly what the number was, but it is very low. Texas does not score in the first half. We know how Georgia has been all year outside of the Mississippi State game. It feels so obvious that I'm 110% sure it's going to lose.
All right, so I've got us at 23.5, right?
Yeah.
FanDuel's offering a 24.5 at 38.
Yeah,
so it's eliminated from our competition, but I mean, if you haven't been boost banned out there, you can take that. 23.5 to 24.5 can be extremely significant when we're talking about these first half totals. But yeah, I still like the principle of it. I'm not going to complain. I'm right there with you at 23.5.
All right. That's an interesting use of a boost strategy. I don't want to slow the show down. I think there are other potential. All right. Yeah. Go. Sorry. What? I would put it on like a parlay.
Oh, okay. Well,
like if you happen to parlay some dogs together, just like boost it to the moon.
Different
strokes.
But yeah, but we have determined years ago that you and I take different.
I was like,
we are not
using a boost on a.
Yeah, like the other day when I said like, oh, not everybody has the bankroll to fade Jason Candle every single time he's a double-digit favorite, and then Bud said, but I do.
It's only like 3-4 times a year. I was like, shoot, like it's absolutely you should.
I don't like parlays. All right. But you know what I do love?
He only likes pre-flop third quarters. He doesn't want no parlays.
You know what I do love? I don't want no parlays. I want something I can count on. Georgia, third quarter, -0.5 point.
Let's go.
Unreal.
Don't boost it to the moon. Give me 15 good minutes.
Jesus Christ. I was like, I don't love these picks this week. Like, if I can give the audience anything, it's like, I don't know that I would use a boost. All right.
I will take the under in the game.
Okay.
Give me under 48.5. I do think, Georgia's such a storyline of them has been their inability to rush the passer, to really get much pressure on them. I don't know if that changes. I know they did have 3 sacks against Mississippi State, but I would expect Texas to have a little bit better protection there. I think this is more about Kirby's game plan of taking away the things that Texas has done well recently. Think back to when Arch was on the road against Matt Patricia and that Ohio State defense, which is definitely better than Georgia's, but I think it could be a similar spot. It is a very tough spot in the road. And again, I think Georgia could start a little slow against Texas defense. Gunnar Stockton, a couple touchdowns late to win the game, but not enough to go over the total. I think it's a lower scoring game. Give me under 48.5.
Dig that.
I don't disagree.
Anything on the game aside from
I would lean towards Georgia, just laying the points.
Like
I don't wanna do the same.
two pretty good tackling teams.
Yeah.
In a game where I think tackling is probably the deciding factor.
Field position game,
Mm-hmm.
field goal game. We'll see. All right. Coming up on the other side, we open it up. The entire Saturday Week 12 board and more. Next. Back here on the Cover 3 podcast. Before we look on the picks that are on the board, we need to remind you that Week 12 is here, and we've got $1,000 in splash cash up for grabs in our free Pick'em contest. There is no entry. There's real prizes and, of course, bragging rights on the line. Let's break down how it works. You pick 12. This is the other contest is still going on. You still need to go pick 6 here. This is a 1-week sprint for $1,000 in splash cash. You pick 12 college football games against the spread for Week 12. And like the other contest, one of these will be worth double points. Hit that little star to be your best bet. The top prize, the winner for this Week 12 sprint, gets $250 in splash cash. That's not too bad for a free contest. And we're paying out the top 50 finishers, so you don't even have to be perfect to cash. That's $1,000 in total prizes giving away this week. Head to splashsports.com/cover3. It is completely free to enter. Make your picks, join the Cover 3 community, and let's see who can win here in Week 12. All right. Let's take a look at what we've got on the board so far. Bud had Troy boys back. Troy plus 10.5. That's a Thursday night play, and Notre Dame-Pitt over 55. Chip's got Notre Dame team total over 33.5. Alabama team total under 26.5. The Texas-Georgia first half under 23.5. Georgia third quarter minus -0.5 point. Danny's on. Oregon, Minnesota under 44.5. Iowa plus 7. Alabama minus 5.5. Texas, Georgia under 48.5. And Tom's got Minnesota team total under 8.5. That's Friday night. Then USC minus 6.5. Texas, Georgia first half under 23.5. Oklahoma-Bama under 46.5. And Notre Dame minus 11.5. All right, Bud. You've got the honors on the tee box. Take us where you would like.
All right. Do you guys remember when we hammered that SMU at Temple game, like 2022 or 2023?
Because they'd been bottled up and they needed to get out and run?
Yeah, right.
Like, yeah, Pony's got to run theorem. I remember.
I'm doing the same thing with Tennessee this week.
Against New Mexico State?
Yeah. Yeah. I think that like the Tennessee gets their numbers up here. I think Tennessee by, 45 plus. So I don't usually lay 39.5, but I don't think New Mexico State can hang with them. That's a like name your number, and typically Heupel likes to name the number pretty high.
I read this out on HQ Spotlight yesterday, but in this same spot, right? Like this late season game, get out of conference play. Tennessee won last year 56-0. And then the year prior, let's see, in 2020, was it 59-3 or something? Yeah, they've thrown up some crooked numbers with these late season non-conference games. So yeah, I'm going to be right there with you. We got 39.5, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I don't see any 39s out. There's a couple 39s. Why not 39?
All right.
We need all the help we can get.
Do we? I mean, hope not. That's not the handicap. The handicap is under 42 and it's green light go. So
that's fair. That's fair.
All right. What, Tom?
I will go with one of my favorite plays of the week, even though I don't love the number, but I do love the situation. And the situation involves a dead team, a team that fired its coach a few weeks ago and has looked like absolute dog doo-doo since, being outscored 70-10 in their last 2 games. They are done. They don't want to be there. They just want to move on. So I'm going to let them. New Mexico minus 14.5 against Colorado State.
Lock agreement, but there's some 14s.
Well, even better.
Yeah. Yep. That's if you watch like how bad that Colorado State defense was last week against some of the stuff that UNLV did, like you have to care to play New Mexico. Not saying New Mexico is great, but like they do enough funky stuff. If you are checked out in practice, you can't just make up for that on game day. Like they do so much just different stuff. Like you have to be ready to play them.
Eye discipline.
Yeah.
Yeah. And tough to have discipline when you ain't got no coach. Chestnut Hill. It's where Georgia Tech finds themselves.
Oh, you could do it.
First half under 30.5.
Oh, okay.
Big number. Oh, big number for Alumni Stadium, given the current state of events. Current state of the program. Recent events, obviously, we have documented in terms of Bill O'Brien and the back and forth and the criticism. There is like identity crisis within the Boston College football community. That's, our portal approach doesn't match our university mindset. Like we either need to do this or go back to the Patriot League. I mean, it ain't the Philadelphia Inquirer saying Temple should shut down football, which of course was written before KC Keeler put a damn good team together. But it is certainly a crisis of confidence within the Boston College community. Georgia Tech comes into this game. It's on the road. It's in Chestnut Hill. You just need to run the football, play some good defense. Defense obviously got carved up by NC State, but I don't think Boston College is going to be able to utilize their talents with Dylan Lonergan like State did with CJ Bailey. So first half under 30.5, Georgia Tech, Boston College.
I'm going to do it. Give me BC in the 16.5 points. This is the ACC. I don't trust anybody to go on the road and win by that much. I know SMU just blew them out, but I think SMU's defense is significantly better than Georgia Tech's. I think Georgia Tech wins, probably by 2 touchdowns, but not by more than 16.5.
And I will say, Danny, obviously I was on the wrong side of this for BC, and you had SMU. This was a lock fight that you won last week, but it was a dam break situation where it was like competitive, but BC can't do anything. SMU just like blows the doors off and pulls away. So the players do appear to still be fighting at this point for the Eagles. All right, Danny, where do you want to
go? Let's go to Oxford, Mississippi. Where I'm curious to hear where the dentist wants to go in this game as well. The Florida Gators saw DJ Lagway benched last week. He still has his job for now. Tramel Jones waiting in the wings. Does he potentially play? I don't expect much out of that Florida offense. And for Ole Miss, sitting in the driver's seat, just keep cruising, hit cruise control. I think they just want to get out of Dodge. I think you see some Kejuan Lacey running the football, as well as Trinidad Chambliss. Very controlled game. I think their defense will be able to slow down Florida, maybe even hold them under a touchdown. So give me under 53.5.
I can get you 54.5.
Oh, even better.
All right. 2-for-1 special in the Ole Miss game. It's getting slightly awkward in Oxford this Saturday, but I keep hearing this Ole Miss team is dialed in and not getting distracted, Lane included. Florida, on the other hand, has a robust injury report, sprinkling a little revenge for keeping Ole Miss out of the playoffs last year, and I think this game goes well for Ole Miss. Unfortunately, so does everyone else. So the line has moved all the way to 14.5. Is it still 14.5?
There is a 14 out there, though.
All right. So that line's moved all the way to 14.5. I grabbed it at 12.5 because, hey, like you got to finance those trips. All right. But I still think it's safe at 14.5. Tooth emoji, lock emoji. And we have a 2-for-1 special, as he said.
Okay.
But since I don't love that hook, I'm going to spread the love on this game. I had this pick against South Carolina. I loved it, but Ole Miss blew not 1, but 2 scoring opportunities in the first half, including a brain fart interception from Trinidad right before halftime hit well in field goal range. The bet lost by a half, but not this week. The Titleist, Peter Millar, pick of the week. Give me Ole Miss first half, team total 17.5, tooth emoji, lock emoji. And apparently, I'm just like Anchorman style, would just read sponsored like that don't pay for the show if you text them to me. So. Although we are very open to. Danny, what ball do you play?
Titleist Pro V1.
Right. Okay. We are accepting Titleist sponsorships and also Peter Millar.
Oh man. Let's go to. Oh yeah, dentist updated record.
Oh, our boy is 7-16.
Oh no,
man! You know what? Like this new technology, the early detection of cavities. If you get them now, you prevent it from becoming a big problem later. Like we're identifying so many, it's so important, guys. Early detection is the key.
He got hot in week 8, but in the last 2 weeks, he's lost 5 of his last 6. So
Provo. Saturday night. 2 teams, not great, right? I mean, you went to Lubbock and you got absolutely folded into a pretzel. You went up against Iowa State and just really shot yourself in the foot. I count on BYU to bounce back better. Give me the Cougs minus the 4.5 at home with TCU in town. Now, we'll say an audit of some of our commentary about this game. I believe Iowa State did win the success rate battle.
They did, yeah. This guy's been tweeting at us.
That does not stop our analysis that they did shoot themselves in the foot in this game.
A lot.
Repeatedly. Yes. Repeatedly.
But yes, they did win the success rate battle.
Repeatedly.
Hang up banner.
Yeah, repeatedly aimed at the foot, shooting toes off one by one. If you need to have a great bounce back, this is a bad opponent and a bad place to try to get it. So I'll take BYU under a touchdown.
I like that. Where are we going now? I thought about BYU here as well, but I can't get there.
Okay. I've got 3 left.
I thought you loved this board.
I know I've got more, but I just look at what I've got right now and look, we're at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, I've got 5 left, maybe.
I've got at least 3, maybe 4.
Yeah. I'll keep going. Wake Forest team total under 22.5. They didn't score an offensive touchdown last week.
Good.
You want to fight that?
No, I accidentally cussed, but I said it's soft enough where we won't get dinged. I said that's good. Because I want to bet UNC.
Yeah, don't listen. If you want to endorse the University of North Carolina Tar Heels football program right now, endorse their strength, which is the defense. So Wake Forest team total under 22.5. Also very interesting spot here for Wake Forest vibes wise. You obviously had that huge win in Charlottesville, which brought you to bowl eligibility. There was a lot of we're bowl eligible, shoot off the cannons. It is homecoming weekend in Winston-Salem, so it's going to be a lively atmosphere. North Carolina in town as well. Well, I wouldn't be surprised to see a good amount of baby blue in the stands, which should pop against the black and gold. A lot of North Carolina alumni and fans in the Winston-Salem area as well. Blood feud, old Big Four in-state rivalry. But I think that with these two teams, it is going to be – there's a reason why the total on this game is 38. I mean, it is going to be an absolute rock fight. Yeah.
It's 38.5. Come on, Chip. And the reason I know that is because I'm going under 38.5 with UNC and Wake. Because, Chip, you mentioned it, Wake's offense stinks. And North Carolina, the key to their success has been just not trying to do anything on offense. They move very slow, limit possessions, give their defense a chance to keep them in games and win games. Yeah, it's going to be another classic North Carolina football matchup.
They're playing field position. They're into the kicking game. Mm-hmm. I mean, a lot of the fan fiction of Bill Belichick's North Carolina Tar Heels, granted, it's taken lesser competition and about 7 weeks to get there, but that's what it is. We're punting, we're kicking field goals, we're playing good defense, and we're not taking too many risks. Just crossers. We're not even pushing this thing down the field. We're running the football, screen passes, and crossers.
You know what I like to call North Carolina, Chip?
Iowa.
Argyle, Iowa.
Yep. That's what I was talking to our friends Wes Durham and Roddy Jones about that on Monday. I said we spent years cooking Brian Ferentz and the drive to 325. We should not be surprised that Bill has created Iowa in Chapel Hill.
What
Yes.
NFL team did Brian Ferentz work for?
The Patriots. Didn't Kirk work for him too?
Yeah.
I thought so. That's what. This is
Argyle, Iowa.
So, all right, Danny.
I'm taking UNC +6. Screw it. It's
All
on my
right.
sheet. It's one of the few I actually liked. I kind of think I might like team total better, but I need to catch you. So UNC +6.
And we'll rally around the well, cheer that Tar Heel team like hell for the glory of NCU. All right, let's go.
I will go to Hard Rock Stadium in South Florida, where the Miami Hurricanes are a 14.5-point favorite against the Wolfpack. I'm going to lay the points. I'm going to put a lot of trust. This Miami Hurricane team, they found a new lease on life. They're showing up in brackets. They're in the playoffs. Because I think it's a hard sell to try to tell your team, hey, if we went out, we're still there. They're down. They're dejected. But they found a new lease on life that has invigorated this Miami Hurricane team. Culturally, they're in a better spot. NC State, a little woeful this season. I think they're able to win this game comfortably. And if there is any opportunity, Mario has to get out of his comfort zone, which is typically sit on the ball and go into the 4-minute drill with about
9 minutes
14 minutes left to go in the game. So I'm going to say they will put the pedal to the metal and try to get a couple extra touchdowns if possible. So I'll lay the 14.5 with the Canes.
Man, you saying that just took me back to that opening weekend Sunday night when they went into the 4-minute drill with 4 minutes left
so early
in the third quarter.
Think about how much that potentially cost them, because they could have beaten Notre Dame by 10 points or more. Instead, it's given Notre Dame a huge lift because it was such a close loss.
Bud, you got something?
No, not on that game. Okay. I'll be watching it, interestingly, but no.
10:30 p.m. Eastern Time. CBS Sports Network. Boise State travels to Snapdragon Stadium to take on the San Diego State Aztecs. It is a very, very significant game. And San Diego State, obviously, in a little bit of a bounce back spot as they are in this after losing handily, lost by 32 points at Hawaii last week. That's tough. They got a little bit of travel to worry about. But I wonder if we still have not downgraded Boise State enough, right? Just like offensively, they simply have not been, cannot be the same team that they were at the beginning of the season. I will take San Diego State. I will lay the 2.5 with the Aztecs.
I don't know if you can. Yeah, there's one. Okay. I was going to say most of the 2.5 seem to be a little juiced, but there's one under the 120 threshold.
All right.
Tom, what's the weather like up there in Chicago this weekend?
It's going to be in the 60s and sunny.
Wow. Interesting. Any wind?
Yeah, maybe a little.
Any
Maybe
wind potentially blowing in from center field at Wrigley Stadium?
Coming up the lake? Probably.
I'm taking Michigan Northwestern. Give me the under. This is going to be, as much as like Bryce Underwood came in, he's quietly had not a great year throwing the football. He only has 7 touchdown passes. Thank goodness. You've got Justice Haynes and Jordan Marshall running the football. I think this is your classic Big Ten bloodbath, teams going at it. I don't think Northwestern's offense will be able to do too much against Michigan. Give me under 41.5.
It's gonna be windy in Wrigley.
You can't spell Wrigley without many of the letters in windy.
That's true. I mean, that is true. And Danny also, shout out to Danny Kanell yesterday for reminding us about the time when they only had the 80-yard field at Wrigley.
Yeah,
remember those first couple attempts where we had.
So the reason I remember that game so vividly is I was calling games with ESPNU at the time, and that was an ESPNU game, but they pulled off the. I think Bob Davey got the call. Like they just said, all right, B crew, you guys are out. This is a game at Wrigley. It's going to be so special. And then and all of a sudden the whole issue cropped up and they were switching sides of the field. It was an absolute disaster, but they played multiple games since then. So I figure they figured it out how to get the field where it's safe enough.
And they
Just
got
a
2
disaster
games.
for Northwestern. Illinois ran for like 330 yards on them that day.
2 Wrigley games here in the last 3 weeks, right?
Yeah.
Next
And
week.
last year they played there a bunch, right?
Yeah.
To end the season, yeah.
Yep.
Because the Cubs never need it in October anymore. So
Oh!
once they get to there, it's open for football.
I mean, listen, they could have scheduled even earlier than that.
Mm-hmm.
And if can Pete Crow Armstrong throw a football? Should Preston Stone be replaced by Pete Crow Armstrong?
Pete would
I don't
be
think he'd
trying
be
all those
worse.
sidearm throws.
There's no way they're worse with Pete Crow Armstrong than Preston Stone. Just athletically.
If we were running a full like wing tee with the current running backs and Pete Crow Armstrong. Maybe.
If you gave them a bye week, would you rather have Pete Crow Armstrong or Preston Stone?
Preston Stone.
That's like a world-class athlete you can put at quarterback, man, who at least can throw a baseball pretty well.
Preston Stone.
I think I'm taking PCA.
I think PCA would throw 5 interceptions, but he would look really cool while doing it.
Yeah. A lot of pizzazz to PCA. Danny, how many you got left?
I got a few. You want me to bang out a couple here? Because I got a little fade the favorites. Little fade the favorites play here. Oh, here we go. Did anybody realize Wisconsin got their first win last week against a top 25 program? Now they got the Hoosiers this weekend. Did anybody notice that there's a little bit of a youth movement taking place at Wisconsin? A couple freshman linebackers, Cooper Catalano and Mason Poza. Catalano had 19 total tackles. Poza had 2.5 sacks against Washington. I don't even need him to go out there and win the game. All I need to do is have him cover. And you got Indiana with that emotional win. Everybody's telling, hey, Fernando Mendoza, here's your Heisman Trophy. And I know their MO before that game was to just put up 50 on everybody. Not this game. This game's going to be a 4-touchdown win, not a 5-touchdown win, because I'm getting 29.5. Is that still my number?
Yeah.
Give me those 29.5 points. The other one, and these are a couple hold your nose, fade the favorites. All I remember hearing Ryan Day talk about was load management. The Bruins are coming to town. And this is one last week. It really ticked me off because we had Purdue and we had the first half Purdue, but in our picks on the top 25 show, I had Purdue total game, which would have won, but I followed Chip. Not this time. Give me the Bruins. What's my best number? I think I got it at 33.5 yesterday. Is
32s.
32s
out there?
Yeah,
there
a
is.
couple 32s, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Give me those 32. They're going to start cruising. They don't need any style points. They just want to win. Maybe Nico run around with his legs a little bit, make a play here or there.
Starting with a 32-0 lead.
Exactly.
Just
what
like
could go wrong?
Like Cuse last week, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You know. Let's stick with the fade the favorites segment here.
All right.
College Station.
Ooh.
Can I make a good argument for South Carolina to win this game? Not really. 19's a big number for a conference game. Like, I'm just going to take those points with the Gamecocks. That's just
19.5.
19.5. That's just too big for me there. Let's go to Seattle. I'm going to take Purdue in 17.
Yeah, about this.
That just feels a little heavy for me for a Washington team that look like they're kind of running on fumes. So I like Purdue there. Those are kind of the two big dogs that I feel like they can hang around.
In Lubbock, we've got UCF coming to town as the Red Raiders are looking to back up and have a good encore performance. And if by encore, we're thinking more of the same, I think that's elite defense and questionable red zone scoring. Let's go. Texas Tech, UCF under 48.5.
Yeah, there's some 48.5s.
Yeah.
I also have a play on that game. Just lay them. Texas Tech minus 23.5. UCF stinks on the road. Texas Tech's won every home game by at least 20.
they do have some incentive for style points for seeding. Like, even if you don't think you can make it to the 4 seed, which I probably don't, like if they can find some way to make it to the 5 seed, that's a major advantage for them to make the second round of the playoff.
Not to mention some Big 12 championship game insurance. If you lose, maybe you still get in as an at-large if you've been dominating everybody, because especially if you lose to a team you beat in the regular season.
That's true.
Yeah, right, exactly. Okay, yeah. Sorry, I was thinking. My brain was like, well, "Are you arguing that they lose to UCF?"
No. If they lose to BYU in Arlington, I've got 2 Sun Belt plays left. Sun Belt Saturday.
Sun Belt
Conference
Saturday.
Champions. This is one we've discussed for a while, a team that's kind of really turned things around in the last month and a half that nobody's paying attention to, that actually does, for all intents and purposes, control its destiny in the Sun Belt. Everybody is talking about James Madison's playoff possibility. They're not playing this week, but for that to happen, James Madison has to beat Coastal in a couple of weeks first. Will they? Maybe. I don't know, but I do think Coastal's going to win this weekend as a road dog against Georgia Southern. So give me Coastal Carolina +3. And then while we're discussing that James Madison team, James Madison also realizes that it not only has to win the Sun Belt, but it has to look really good to even have a snowball's chance in hell of getting a playoff spot. That means they have to score a whole hell of a lot of points against Appalachian State this weekend. Give me James Madison team total over 37.5.
What
That's
in
a good
the
one.
name of Madeline Paulson are you doing fading Georgia Southern at home in Allen E. Paulson Stadium? What?
Yeah, it's happening. I got some good intel from Madeline.
Okay.
Madeline Pickens, by the way. Paulson.
Madeline Pickens,
She has been Madeline Paulson for quite a while. So.
Right. What formerly Madeline Paulson, at one time Madeline Pickens, T-Boone Pickens would be the connection there. So, whew. I mean, listen, I'm with you. We were both on the Shants last week. I understand, but you're trying to overcome a lot getting in and out of Allen E. Paulson Stadium. So I applaud your confidence in the Chanticleers. Anybody go ahead.
Go ahead, Chip.
Anybody gonna touch Duke UVA?
Yeah.
Lay it?
Duke.
Yep. Okay. But it's so funny because we talked about this yesterday by saying, 5.5, it must be priced in like Chandler Morris is playing. Then we get the news that Chandler Morris is very likely going to be playing, and it moves down
to 4.
Yeah.
I would strongly suggest to you that Chandler Morris is not a 1.5 adjustment. Like, I think it's bigger. That kid was awful.
So wait, him coming back.
Him being announced as very likely playing makes you like Virginia more, right? If there's some uncertainty based on the number, right? Like maybe they're pricing it at maybe they were previously pricing it at like a 70% likelihood that he plays.
Got it.
So he gets announced in, it goes from 5.5 to 4.
I mean, I'll take it. I liked Duke at 5.5.
Yeah, agreed.
Okay. All right. What else?
Haven't had enough music today. Let's get sick with it.
Yeah, that's right. Somebody suggested that no, we're not going to be playing sicko mode for like Sun Belt contenders like Coastal and JMU. Let's see what let's see what our friend has here.
It's time for sicko mode. Let's go. I'm a little bit lower on some of the teams in the bottom of the Sun Belt. If things go wrong, they could be like UMass UConn. That's kind of like sicko mode of a sicko mode.
But we will play sicko mode for Conference USA. We will play sicko mode for this year's Pac-12.
Yep.
So, La Tech is traveling to Wazoo. Well, that's one of the longest trips you can make in this country, right? I don't know if they get off the bus. Well, not a bus, but maybe they take a bus. La Tech's not exactly loaded. Give me Wazoo -4 in the first half. Strong start from the Cougs.
Respect the travel. Come on.
Yeah. I don't really want. I wanted to bet this game, but I'm trying to figure out how. I didn't really want to lay the 10 with Delaware, but I do want to take Sam Houston State under 23.5 team total. Like I think Delaware will hold them in check. And then Tulsa King rides again. Oregon State should not be a 3-point favorite in Tulsa. Give me Tulsa +3. I have a little of them outright as well. Speaking of sick, did y'all watch last night's Mac stuff and that UMass game?
That
I feel so bad for Joe. Like, that team is just so banged up. Like,
I
some of the
feel
guys
worse.
playing. Like, if you go back to some like the preseason coverage, some of these guys playing are like nowhere in the 2 deep. It's just,
I feel worse for the MAC because the Northern Illinois team that they're replacing UMass with just beat UMass by 42. A Northern Illinois team that has been very bad all year beat. Oh man, yeah.
are we going to get a 17 in this Miami game?
Is it running out right now?
A little bit. Just, I mean,
They must be listening.
New lease on life.
Yeah, locks move lines.
I am pulling summer Mac depth charts. So I'm like, who the hell is this kid? Right, and it's remember the scene from Major League? The like, who are these guys?
Yes.
Yeah. I think that's it. Also, this is not sick, but it's SEC sick. Missouri -3.5 first half. I think Mississippi State's pretty banged up. I think Missouri's front seven eats them up.
Shout out to the Varsity app for no free ads. But as Bud said, when he's watching a bunch of games, but also listening to the radio call of another game, you get the radio call that's like identifying all the players that are leaving. You get more information from those who have to give you all the information you can't see.
The Varsity app's great. Like, if you have games on, especially if like multi-view's not playing, not cooperating, like right now, you know. The Varsity app is a great supplement. So put the games on mute, listen to the games on Varsity app.
Or perhaps there's a person announcing the game who's just having a coronary on every single play, doesn't know the names of the players, keeps getting everything wrong.
Another option to mute one and go to listen to the other. But yeah.
Also, I will say some of these radio analysts are like probably very bad at TV, but they were really good at coaching, and they do pick up stuff like quickly in games.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they're like, well, shoot, if these refs are going to allow both sides to hold each other like this, like nobody scored today. I'm like, thanks, coach. Yes, I agree. Like, let's live bet some under.
This guy can't look at the camera to save his life, but I swear this guy's picking up everything on the field.
Exactly. Yeah, there are definitely some sharp guys who they just would never let on TV, but they'll let them in a radio booth.
All right, last one. Just throwing one way up in the sky. Hope it lands on bullseye. Arizona State -10.5 at home against West Virginia. Arizona State coming out of an off week. We will remember Jeff Sims ran for 1 billion yards against Iowa State in Ames 2 weeks ago. West Virginia, ever since moving to Scotty Fox, has been absolutely buzzing. I am just calling a little bit of a spot here. This is West Virginia's 5th game in a row without a break. They've got a break on the other side of this. You're traveling all the way out to Tempe, Arizona, and this has been a great late season surge for Rich Rod, but this might be the time when we see a little bit of water finds its level. I think Arizona State is the better team. So I'll take the Sun Devils in the spot, even with their obvious, health issues that they've got in their own right. I'll take them to be able to win this thing by 13, 14 points.
Did you hear Rich Rod's rant this week?
Oh no, please tell me.
About like how the players with the mouthpieces that they're not even using, they're just wearing them, or they got like arm and leg sleeves on, whether they're injured or not. Said he's tired of his team trying to go out there and look like Angel Reese.
Can I put the star and make it worth double points?
Yeah.
Can we do this like the splash game?
Yep. And then he was talking about how when you see the military, do you see all the soldiers wearing different things, or are they all wearing the same uniform? He goes, my team's going to dress like the military. We're all going to wear the same uniform. We're all pulling in the same direction. Rich Rod is it's full boomer, and I love it. It's fantastic.
You know what? Damian Harris talks about Nick Saban and how he had a standard like that. Like, I don't want you guys being individuals. I don't know if it was that regimented, but I've heard him complain about the players on Alabama currently, that he thinks they're a little bit too individualistic. So I get it, but it is definitely a boomer. And you wonder how some of these teams are going to react to that commentary.
Yeah. I mean, I say this lovingly, Dame's an old soul.
Oh, that's why I get along with him so well.
Yeah, that's right.
We get along great.
The age gap versus
He's a boomer deep down inside.
Yeah, the age gap versus the chemistry gap are wildly different when it comes to that.
People think Damian retired young. The fact is he's already 48.
All right, I'm tapped out. Anybody else got anything they want to add to the card?
Yeah, one more. This got bet a little bit during the show, but there's still some out there. Give me Zona under 56.5 hosting Cincinnati. Just, I don't know. I don't think these teams are like that offensive relative to the defenses. So it seems a little high.
Can rock with that. All right. Let's review all of the week 12 blocks that we've got on the board. Bud has Troy plus 10.5, Tennessee minus 39, Notre Dame-Pitt over 55, New Mexico minus 14, North Carolina plus 6.5, South Carolina plus 19.5, Purdue plus 17, Duke minus 4, Washington State first half minus 4, Sam Houston State team total under 23.5, Tulsa plus 3, and the Arizona-Cincinnati under 56.5. Chip Scott, Notre Dame team total over 33.5, Tennessee minus 39, the Texas-Georgia first half under 23.5, Georgia third quarter minus 0.5 point. Alabama team total under 26.5. Georgia Tech, Boston College first half under 30.5. BYU minus 4.5. Duke minus 4. San Diego State minus 2.5. Wake team total under 22.5. UCF, Texas Tech under 48.5, and Arizona State minus 10.5. Danny's on. Oregon, Minnesota under 44.5. Iowa plus 7. Alabama minus 5.5. Texas, Georgia under 48.5. Boston College plus 16.5. Florida, Ole Miss under 54.5. Miami minus 14.5. Michigan, Northwestern under 41.5. Wisconsin plus 29.5. UCLA plus 32. And Tom's locked in on Minnesota team total under 8.5. USC minus 6.5. Texas, Georgia first half under 23.5. New Mexico minus 14. Notre Dame minus 11.5. Oklahoma, Alabama under 46.5. North Carolina, Wake Forest under 38.5. Texas Tech minus 23.5. Coastal plus 3. James Madison team total over 37.5. And those were the locks, sponsored by Cash App. As you heard me say at the top of the show, new Cash App users can use our code and get free money. Just use our code COVER3, send $5 to a friend within 14 days, and you'll get $10 right in your account. Thank you to Cash App. Coming up on the other side, our money line sprinkles for week 12 and more. Next. Back here on the Cover 3 podcast. And this Moneyline Sprinkles segment is brought to you by FanDuel. Play your game. All right, let's take a look at the sprinkles last week. We had Bud, the Sprinkle King, brought home Delaware, plus 197 as a winner. Could not get Missouri, Auburn, or Colorado State home. Chip brought home UConn, plus 290. And Kentucky plus 140. Could not get Boston College or Mississippi State home. For DK, we got Delaware plus 197 and Tulane plus 150. Missouri and Auburn come up just a little bit short. And Tom gets UConn plus 290. Cal minus 980. Plus, yeah, Cal plus 980 as the Bears get it done at Louisville. Iowa plus 205, Auburn plus 210, BC, BYU are not able to get it home. That moves Tom into third place as he's now minus 7.95 units, but still well behind Bud, who's up 24.47 units with 16 correct sprinkle picks. Danny up 8.12 units with 15 correct sprinkle picks. Tom in third place, down 7.95 units with 11 correct sprinkle picks. And Chip down 11.92 units with 12 correct sprinkle picks. So, Tom, where we want to go?
I touched on it at the very end of our lock section. I think Coastal's going to win, so give me Coastal plus 125 at Georgia Southern. I'm also with Bud. I nearly took Tulsa's first half on the same kind of principle of Oregon State having to travel to Oklahoma. 11 a.m. local start, I think, is a 9 a.m. Oregon start, but I'm just going to take Tulsa to win outright at plus 125. Huge game in the American. Huge. What if it goes the way most people don't expect it to? Navy plus 320. Northwestern's home field advantage at Wrigley Field is tremendous. Like it is, they are Chicago's Big Ten team after all. The whole city just lives and dies with the purple. Northwestern plus 400. And who's NC State playing this week? Oh, yeah. NC State plus 550.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
Love that. Bud, where do you want to go?
Kind of like the same principle that did not get home for us last week, but Southern Miss, Texas State, neither of these teams play a lick of defense. Give me Texas State plus 160. Southern Miss also was like a luck box team last week to win that game. They got a million turnovers go in their favor. It's modern gun season. We're hunting tigers down in Baton Rouge. Give me Arkansas plus 185. That team scores home, away, doesn't matter. Going to Tallahassee, Hokies plus 460. How in the hell? Yeah.
I got 475. If the
I'll take
475s are still out
yeah.
there, check me on my prices. I'm always about 20 cents. Usually I'm 20 cents short.
This got bet this morning, so 460 is the best I'm seeing now. 475 was certainly a good number there. And I'll go to Chestnut Hill. Give me Boston College plus 630 to take down a Georgia Tech team that's, like, by my numbers, like not a top 20 power rated team, and they're almost being priced like their playoff rating, not their power rating in this one to me. So give me BC plus 630.
Wow. Am I up?
Yeah.
All right. I need one on the board. Just get the feet wet, get a nice easy one. Give me Clemson plus 124. I think that's what I can get at Louisville Friday night. There's
I get you 125.
Vibes. Perfect. Bad vibes. I don't know what's going on. Miller Moss, Jeff Brom said he's got a backup plan just in case. Contingency plan, I think, is what he called it. We'll see how he does.
Nothing instills confidence in a quarterback than hearing
Right.
your coach say, I've got a plan.
Yeah. Take me to Waco, Texas. I love Sawyer Robertson. I do not love Baylor's defense, but we've seen Sawyer Robertson have monster games before against good defenses. Why not? Baylor beats Utah plus 245.
Get you 260.
Man, I got to find Tom's numbers.
I
Last one. We had a guy in here commenting earlier, said he loves Navy. He disagrees with me on everything, but he did appreciate the Folds of Honor event from Monday. Give me Navy. Blake Horvath playing, I'm assuming. He's healthy. He's back. He's fresh. Give me that Navy bet. And then lastly, in an ode to the GOAT, number 13, Dan Marino, hail to Pitt. Maybe it's all just a Jedi mind trick from Pat Narduzzi. As everybody's sleeping on the Pitt Panthers, Mason Heinchel continues the undefeated run. The Pitt Panthers take down Notre Dame plus 360?
Plus 390.
Oh,
Tom's prices. So
good.
good.
Just count up.
Yeah, I was aware of that Virginia Tech price because I've got it as well on my board. I'm also on Baylor. I'm also on NC State, which would we clock the Wolfpack at? Plus
550.
550. I'm also on the Tar Heels. I had 188. Can you get me
let me look. Argyle, Iowa. Let me type that in there. I can get you 190. Or there's 200 at Hard Rock.
There's some 200s, yeah.
200 Tar Heels, come on down. And I had so many minutes spent wrestling with UNLV and Utah State.
Bronco.
And I was looking at the total, right? Because we're up at 69, 70, UNLV overs, Broncos big bad boys. And I was like, just take Broncos big bad boys. UNLV is not to be trusted. Give me the Aggies, Utah State plus 200.
I can get you 209.
All right. And that's a wrap for me. All right. So to review our money line sprinkles, We got Texas State plus 160 for Bud, followed by Arkansas plus 185, Virginia plus 460, Boston College plus 630. Chip's got Virginia Tech plus 460, Baylor plus 260, NC State plus 550, UNC plus 200, Utah State plus 209. Danny's on Clemson plus 125, Baylor plus 260, Navy plus 320, Pitt plus 390. And Tom's got Navy plus 320, Northwestern plus 400, Tulsa plus 125. NC State plus 550 and Coastal plus 125. And those were the Moneyline Sprinkles brought to you by FanDuel. Play your game. Woo! That's good. No discipline, but
Horrible
but-
card this week. Horrible slate. Just
1,
spray
2,
the board.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You said you hated the board and you got 12 locks, bud.
I did. Got there.
Imagine if he loved it.
I know. It would have been 14 again. Could have
So
been there.
so love
That's
is 14, is 13, hate is 12.
That's right.
Absolutely. All right. We will be back on Saturday night, 11:30 p.m. Eastern time, so that we can have our instant reaction to all of the week's action. So come and hang out and watch live at youtube.com/cover3. And you can follow him on Twitter at Tom Fornelli. You can follow him at Bud Elliott 3. You can follow him at Danny Kanell. You can follow me at Chip _Patterson. Gentlemen,